Hello everybody, Joe Bagdones here, and welcome back for another episode of MUV Unlimited. Today after episode 01, episode 2. Why am I starting right here? Well, that's because I forgot. I'm sick as fuck right now, guys. Like, you can hear it in my voice. I spent this entire morning and last night basically slipping, like, in and out of a state of, like, reduced consciousness. And before my medication kicked in this morning, I felt like I was just straight up going to die. I had, like, my head, like, temples in a vice grip, like, back of your head, like, airy and floaty, so, like, you have bad balance. Just stomach was aching, but that's probably because I'm having a fuck ton of ibuprofen on an empty stomach because I have no appetite because I feel like dog shit, but I've been eating, so hopefully the second wind I'm getting will be enough to carry me through this episode. I also have the AC going in the background, which you can't really hear with, like, this ambient background from the VN itself. But, like, when there's, like, no sound effects, I tested it beforehand. You can hear a bit of a hum, but it's getting hot outside, and the fact that I'm also dying and probably running a fever isn't helping my internal temperature. So yeah, let's get in there. Yeah, like right there. Before the music kicked in, you could probably hear the AC just droning. If it's really annoying, let me know, and I'll just fucking cut it. I'll, like, blast it, like, full on before I start an episode. I've been thinking of getting curtains to close off my sunroom, too, so that way I could just kind of turn it into, like, a little ice cube, so that way, like, the air doesn't escape. But yeah, I've also bumped up the desktop audio recording on OBS, so hopefully it counteracts that a little bit. Nice flight jacket. I actually just got one myself. It's not an official uniform item, at least for me, but, you know, they just approved the new maintenance uniform, which is basically a kind of a grayish-green set of coveralls, and with that on top of it, you know, looks pretty fucking snazzy. I can also turn it inside out so it's completely orange, which is good if I'm walking around in the dense fog in the middle of the night, like it gets here a lot, so I don't get fucking run over by a bread truck from some shitty fucking crew chief driving 40 on the flight line, even though the speed limit's 15, but hey, I do too. That's right. Since our propellant situation is dire, Command's policy is that all TSFs are on the front lines, except the units on advanced warning duty, must return to Seattle via land transportation. The process alone takes an entire day. Even then, TSFs showing heavy signs of wear and tear have to be sent to an external maintenance facility before they can be returned to the base. Man, my voice is scratchy from all the coughing I've been doing all morning. I didn't know it was that bad until I started hearing my own voice in the headset, and oof, I sound like shit. Hell yeah. A jet is a jet is a jet. There's only so much, like, little fucking idiosyncrasies that matter. I realize she ain't comfortable with this, but I can't blame her. The Sharon knew he's a finicky machine. Back in the Atlantic Theater, practically everyone used to pilot a Kagero. Since the Kagero is just a modified American F-15C Eagle developed under a licensed production agreement, maintenance was never an issue. Sucks for us, things ain't so straightforward anymore. Sharon knew he's a 100% Japanese TSF. That's right, you better fucking not. Americans don't use stuff like swords. It'd be crazy to expect perfect maintenance and precise adjustments if they don't have a feel for how TSFs use melee blades in the first place. But that's not a problem with Imperial mechanics, who have all the know-how they need to fine-tune the joints of a TSF for optimal performance in close quarters combat.
今回は知らないでよかったですよ。近接戦闘兵装がある分、継戦能力は帝国軍機の方が信用を受けますから。
だな。まあ大西洋じゃアメリカ軍に合わせて砲撃戦ばっかだったから、あれも安全と
Fuck yeah, it is.
でも
Wouldn't get fucking mowed down by a destroyer if you don't know, were 2 miles away.
そりゃそうだな。
It's a safer way to fight, that's for sure, but one that burns through ammo like there's no tomorrow. And it's not like ammo production can keep up with the demand in the first place. We're barely able to fulfill our minimum quota. Whether we'd like it or not, I see plenty of close quarters combat in our future.
その意味じゃ、こっちには一日の長があるってわけだ。
ええ。
Yeah, yeah, you can fucking bonsai charge their
こ
hearts
ち
to
らも
light.
甘えていたかも。知らぬいの出力に。
あ
Oh god. That was that just like my headphones? It just like went like grrr.
あ
Oh no, that's just a fucking bad crusty line.
あ
Ugh, how'd that happen? How'd that get through?
機体に無理をかけちゃったかもしれません。大事に乗らないと。
Yeah, please don't fucking over-G your TSF and get like fucking stress fractures in like the fucking superstructure.
しゃあねえさ。あんだけの戦闘だったんだからよ。
I don't know. As someone on the maintenance side, I'd rather you just die and lose the entire TSF than fucking over-G it and we have to do all the inspections. Because basically you need to like disassemble the entire fucking
この程
airframe.
度の損耗で済んでよかったんだよ。
Though that's not really my job. So I don't mind. Do your own thing.
そうですね。本当に、そう。
それにさ。
Or are we the unlucky ones for still being trapped in this hellish earth? The lucky ones are the dead, free from this
生きてるじゃ
torment.
ねえか、俺たち。
Hell yeah, do a little trauma bonding.
ええ。あの時。
あれ？もしかして立浪注意じゃないですか？
Hello.
わあ、やっぱりそうだ。仙道少尉も。
君は？
失礼しました。
Nice bump
第
cap.
一連隊機体整備班楠本さやか軍曹です。主に中尉殿の所属する第一大隊を担当させていただいています。
Be on good terms with her.
ああ、俺たちの立浪響注意だ。
仙道柚香少尉です。
軍曹たちにはいろいろ世話になると思う。よろしくな。
You're a famous fucking
なん
hotshot.
で？
中尉たちはちょっとした有名人ですよ。ご自覚なかったんですか？不毛の北米大陸を生身で横断した猛者がいるって噂で。
Cool. The rumors must have spread like wildfire during the time me and Yuzuka were hospitalized.
奇跡の生還、幸運と実力のお二人ってことであやかりたいって人も結構いるんですよ。
あ
I mean, I'd kill for a lot less.
実際のところどうだったんですか？シアトルに東から来る人なんて
Ooh,
まず
so
い
the
ませんし
interior's in rough shape too, huh?
楠本軍曹。
Fuck, the hardest part would have probably been crossing the Rockies. Yuzuka?
はい。
ごめんなさい。ちょっとお願いがあって。いきなり
Oh, that was a really long pause.
正直言うとね。その話は、
Hmm,
あま
fair.
り楽しい記憶ではないのよ。
It was a fairly untactful question anyway.
多分このシアトルにいらっしゃる皆さんと同じだと思うのだけど、 だからできればあまり。
確かにそうです。
Nope,
よね。
clearly not.
その大変失礼いたしました。お二人の事情も考えずに。
Well, you didn't mean any harm by it, so you get a mulligan.
まあいや、そんなに気にしなくていいって。軍曹だって噂が気になってただけだろ。
はい、すみません、言い訳になってしまうんですけど、
That's fair.
そのこの基地の人たちというよりこのシアトルに住む日本人全体がだと思うんですが、
Little hometown hero you are.
明るい話題に飢えてるんです、多分。だから武勇譚とかそういうのにどうしてもすがりたくなっちゃうというか。
それは仕方のないことだと思うわ。だからこうして直接お話しさせてもらえた方にだけはお願いをしておこうと思ったの。
そう言っていただけると助かります。ではお詫びというのもなんですけど、
Go extra hard in your inspections.
この話あんまり持ち出されないように火消ししてみます。こう見えても私あちこちに顔が利くんですよ。
Okay,
お任
sure you
せ
do.
ください。
大丈夫なのか。それは確かに助かるけどさ。無理しなくてもいいぜ。別に軍曹が周りの反感買ってまでやるような話じゃないし。
Mm-hmm.
ああ、それは大丈夫ですよ。別に噂を否定するわけじゃないですから。仙道少尉もさっきおっしゃってましたけど。
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
あ
Oh, another crunchy line. What's up with this dude's audio? Just grrr.
あ
そのみんな同じなんです。誰だってここにたどり着くまでにはいろいろと。
Yeah. Ain't like we're special or anything. Every Japanese person in Seattle has a similar story to tell. Desperate flight from the mainland, clinging to their lives. Everyone's lost friends and family along the way, or worse, they were forced to abandon them. I know they must be overcome with guilt every time they remember, because it's the same for me.
みんなにもそう気づいてもらえばいいだけですから。
わかった。ともあれ、軍曹に差し障りのない範囲で頼むよ。ありがとな。
本当にごめんなさい。気を使わせちゃったみたいで。
いえいえ、お気になさらず。
She's a cherry one.
それはそうと。
It's gonna be a shame when she
立浪
dies
少尉も
horribly.
仙道少尉もここのハンガーはまだあまり馴染みがないんじゃありませんか。
そうね。
I
今回
mean,
の
it's
出撃では
it's a hangar.
病室から管制ユニットに投げ
Not
込まれ
much
たよ
to,
う
you
な
know,
ものだったから。
get around. It's mainly wide open, with some catwalks.
ほんと、あれは参ったぜ。人使い荒いとこに拾われたなって。
No way she doesn't know that much. The mechanics gotta be aware of how the higher-ups made the flights on the spot and then threw us to the wolves.
整備の人間はあちこちに顔を出してますから、いろいろ話が伝わってくるんですよ。まあ、特に我ら機体整備中隊は噂話の集積地としては連帯1ですから。お二人も知りたいネタがあればぜひ。
じゃあ今度ぜひ遊びに行か
Man,
せてもらい
I
ま
just
す
keep
ね。
cutting everyone off today. I'm fucking off my game.
いつでもお待ちしております。
Ugh. I almost forgot information gathering is practically Yuzika's hobby.
仙道少尉、お手柔らかに頼みますよ。
Yeah, no one likes to snoop.
え、今何かおっしゃいましたか？
いや、別に。
というわけで話がそれてしまいましたが、よろしければハンガーご案内しましょうか。ああ、でもお二人ってあっちでアメリカ軍標準のハンガーはとっくにおなじみですかね。
I mean, a hangar's a hangar's a hangar.
いいえ、そんなことはないわ。私たちは戦術規模艦とか大型揚陸艦がほとんどだったから。
ああ、そうだったんですか。
ええ、いつも船に乗ってるような状態でした。
俺はここ興味あるな。後で大隊長に呼ばれてるけど、せっかくだから多少なら。仙道少尉は
I don't know what a whistle stop tour is, but I'm gonna assume it means it's pretty brief.
私も後でちょっと事務局に寄りたいんですが、特に急ぐほどではありません。でも軍曹はいいんですか？
Man, anything get out of work.
私はもう非番です。全然問題ありません。
そっか、それじゃあ簡単にお願いできるかな。
了解しました。
Oh god, she's one of those freaks that fucking hangs around at work when she's off the clock. The second I hit my 12-hour mark, it's like, alright, goodbye. I'm out. If you have something to tell me, you can tell it to me tomorrow when I come in.
ああ。
Yep, this sure is a hangar.
他のハンガーは船と比べて余裕があるのは当然だと思うが、ここはその中でもズバ抜けてねえか？
This place is huge.
ここ元は港湾にあった戦術機を輸出する際のハンガーというか倉庫だったんですよ。
Okay, makes sense.
だから天井も高いですし、通路も広いです。
なるほど、輸出用の倉庫ね。そりゃ規格外なはずだ。
I can easily picture this place at its peak. The hangar must have been packed with TSFs wall to wall. The place looks pretty damn empty now, but it must have given off a completely different feel back in the good old days.
確かに広さは規格外ですね。でも真面目な話をすると、戦術機周りの規格は帝国と同じですよ。ガントリーなんかはアメリカ軍から譲渡してもらったものと戦術機母艦からの再利用です。
Okay.
そうやってかき集めてきたものでここを作ったんですよね。頭が下がります。私はまだハワイからシアトルに来て3ヶ月なんですけど、ハワイにしろここにしろ
Yeah, the diaspora population must be pretty high. Yeah, I know there's already a pretty huge population of Japanese Americans in Hawaii.
特にそこに知らないが立ってるっていうのもあるんでしょうけど。
いや、きっともっと本質的なことだろ
う。If you ask me, it's the people around us. Everyone here is Japanese. People who built this hangar are Japanese. People working their asses off to get our TSFs up and running for the next battle are Japanese. Even if the hangar was crammed with American TSFs and there wasn't a single Shirinu in sight, the people working overtime to service them would still be Japanese. The Empire no longer has territory to call its own, but the Japanese spirit lives within the hearts and souls of the people. That's what defines this place, this new Japan.
そんなわけで企画
Cool,
違い
just
で
doing a
困るの
little
はトイレ
fucking
の
main
高さぐら
character
いのものです。
flashbacking. I can dig it. What, higher?
それは確かに困るわね。向こうの揚陸艦もそんな感じだった。
Maybe if you weren't so fucking malnourished, you would actually grow a couple inches. Are you guys bonding over freaking toilets? Seriously?
あ、お二人の知らないも無事戻ってきてますね。
みたいだな。実は俺たちこいつらの様子を見にここに来てたんだよ。
Yeah, you didn't fuck him up, did you?
ああ、やっぱり気になりますよね。実はお二人の機体、出撃前の緊急整備を担当したのも私たちの班なんですよ。
お、そりゃ軍曹には感謝しないとな。ありがとうさん。
いえ、そんな光栄
Eh,
です。
sorry we only came back with two of them.
まあ、欲を言えば、あと一日
So I guess it means
して
it's
くれ
less
とは
work than
思い
you,
ま
so you
した
should
け
be
ど。
thanking us. Yeah, the decision to sortie was so sudden, all the maintenance work had to be done in the blink of an eye.
軍曹たちの整備の出来次第で俺たち兵士の戦果も決まるからな。よく頑張ってくれた。
ありがとうございます。
楠本軍曹に質問するのもなんなんだけど、実はシアトルに来る前から薄々感じてたの。率直なところ、いろんな面で精度というものが落ちてきてる気がする
Saying
んだ
they're doing shitty work?
戦術機に限らず。
Maybe she's onto something. Lieutenant Hikawa's assault cannon might have jammed because the mechanic in charge sucked at their job, or because the shells themselves were defective somehow.
すみません。その感覚は正しいです。すでに数字で上がってるんですよ、その問題は。アメリカ軍とも統計値を交換してるんですが、各種部品の不良率も少しずつですが確実に上がってますし、事故も増えてます。
Yep, that's what happens when you have people going fucking balls to the wall for weeks straight at a time.
言い訳になってしまいますが、現状どこもギリギリの稼働を強いられていて、なんといってもやっぱり人的資源の不足はどうしようもないみたいで、申し訳ありません。
So they're short-handed, same as the surface pilots. And, wild guess, same as every other job out there. Lack of human resources ain't a problem that can be easily solved these days. Because even assuming an optimal allocation of personnel, the root of the problem is the same fact that not enough qualified people survived the Great Ocean collapse.
でも私たち整備班も何とかしようと努力してるんです。それこそ睡眠時間以外は全部ハンガーに詰めっぱなしで、だからそのなんていう。
I know, you're trying your best.
ああ、軍曹たちが頑張ってくれてるのは分かってる。仙道少尉も軍曹を非難しようと思ったわけじゃないんだ。それこそ軍曹と同じさ。俺たちも
Yeah, everyone's fucking scraping the bottom of the barrel. Though in this case, it'd be more like they've fucking gone right through the bottom and digging out the floor.
注意。
A nice speech. Too bad it's complete bullshit. Mechanics need to get their shit together. I don't know if we can go back to the good old days where maintenance was perfect, but this needs to improve yesterday. Service pilots entrust their lives to their TSFs. The maintenance group's mistakes and failures have a direct influence on our combat performance and survival rate. So if you guys realize there's something wrong, excuses ain't gonna cut it. Do your damn job like you're supposed to. Shit. Maybe I should stop walking on eggshells and say that outright. But would it even make a difference? Sergeant seems to feel pretty bad about it already. She's fully aware of the issue, and it's detrimental to, and it's determined to do right by us. The maintenance crew must be feeling the heat. Every time they realize they fucked up, their morale goes down, and that's a vicious cycle these days. Cutting them some slack is the right thing to do.
ごめんなさい。私が無神経でした。
いえ、とんでもありません。こちらこそ。
全力でやってくれた結果に関して文句つける気はねえよ。これからもできる限りのことを精一杯頼むよ。
Just keep on trucking. But maybe get a second pair of eyes to look over everyone's work.
申し訳ありませんでした、注意。泣き言を口にしました。少尉もどうかお気になさらず。
いいって、気にしてねえからよ。な。
ええ。
I'm too much of a nice guy.
だけど。
Yeah, just learn to be an asshole. It makes the world's fucking work so much easier.
はい。戦術機運用にはどうしても高い技術力が必要ですから。36ミリのケースレスター一つ取っても、その辺で適当に作れる代物じゃないですし。
またの名
Understandable.
空飛ぶ工芸品だものね。
ええ。ですから、どんな細部の問題でも見落とすわけにはいかないんです。
だからどうしても人手がかかってしまうわけですよね。
Mm-hmm.
はい。でもその意味でシアトルは幸運の都市だったんです。何せボーニング社の本拠地でしたから。
Yeah, no, yeah, Boeing does. It's fucking right next to Seattle.
製造拠点ってほど
I'd
じ
see
ゃな
their
いに
flights
して
on
も、
fucking radar all the
そこは
time when I was
戦術
doing
機メーカー
fucking air traffic out of
設備も
Fairchild.
充実してましたし、何より技術者や熟練工が生き残ってるのが幸運でした。
Though they would more buzz around Moses Lake than fly all the way out our way.
そ それはすごい幸運だな。
実はうちも結構人員だの設備だのを融通してもらってるんです。
それで白縫いの外部整備なんてことができるのね。
ですです。彼らの研究開発ラインの転用ができなかったら部品調達すら難しかったですよ。
なるほどな。俺たちは本当に偶然に
Thank you, American military industrial complex. You were very cool for bailing us out. Now, that's a twist of fate. Not only do we find ourselves in a major city, but one that's home to a premier TSF manufacturer. Sure, we might be stuck in a tiny slice of land between the collapsed ocean and the low oxygen zones, but there's plenty of worse places to be.
もちろん我ら帝
Hey,
国も負
excuse
け
me?
ちゃいない
Low
ですよ。
oxygen zones?
不良発生率なんかの数字は
Gonna need a
バ
roll
ビロ
back
ン
on
語
that
で
one
もうちの
eventually.
方がアメリカ軍より断然優秀なんですよ。
はあ。
ボーニング側で手を入れてきた箇所もこっちでボルト1本から再確認してますからね。とにかく今後とも全力で整備しますので何卒ご安心のほどを。
ああ。
Keep up the
頼むぜ
good work.
グゾ。
Expert TSF mechanic is a rare commodity these days. Plus, she seems to care a great deal. If she didn't, it was because accusations wouldn't have hit so close to home.
さて次は私たち整備班の詰め所をご案内しますね。
Yeah, there's
でも
fucking a lot of
これ
paperwork
も今日は
involved
上
with
から見るだけになっ
ordering
ちゃいます
parts
が。
and writing up forms and documenting
下
everything
にお邪
properly.
魔するのは
Ugh.
また後日ゆっくりとね。
ぜひぜひ。
It seems Yuzuka and Sergeant Kusamoto are getting along quite well.
ああ。気のせいか。
注意どうかされましたか？
That box is a tripping hazard, someone should move it.
まあいや、なんでもない。
I could swear someone was looking at me.
欧州派遣部隊じゃずっとカゲロウだったんですよね。
そうね。カゲロウもいい機体よ。
Mm-hmm.
さすがに
Solidly
第三世代
built.
機にはかなわないけど。
イーグルシリーズは傑作ですからね。アメリカの基礎設計はやっぱすごいですよ。
Ah, but still nothing could beat the 22. Back during our days in the European Expeditionary Force, the big shots decided we would be working in mixed units together with the Americans. Since American-made parts were widely available in the European theater, it was a no-brainer to pilot the Kagero instead of the Shiranui. Anyway, it's been months since I last saw Yuzuka casually chatting with someone else. Hopefully this is a sign that our everyday life is finally getting back to normal, little by little.
ああ。
Suspicious. Almost like someone's in the box. Oh, weird. Must be seeing things.
あれ何か気になるものでもありましたか？
いや、なんとなく誰かに見られてるような気がしてな。
有名税ですかね。あれ
でもなんだ？
あ、いえ、整備の人間で獣医たちの顔まで知ってるのうちの班ぐらいのはずなんですけどね。
あ、そうでした。A 氏の登録データは担当整備班の人間までしか閲覧できないはずでしたね。
That's a little weird idiosyncrasy, but okay.
はい、私たちは整備の時にお二人のデータを写真付きで拝見してましたけど、そのメンツは私以外もう当直明けで戻ってますし。
That makes an awful lot of sense, yeah. Besides the mechanics, only superior officers in the same chain of command should be able to access our military records at their discretion.
ま、他の A 氏から何か聞いてたやつがいたのかもな。
多分そうでしょうね。こういう話はどこからか広まるものですし。と、この後なんですけど。
誰もいねえよな。段ボールが置いてある。
That's even more suspicious, though.
そうですね。段ボールが置いてあるだけで。
ええ、段ボールが置いてあるだけですね。第2ハンガーに通じる渡り廊下があるんですけど、あそこ結構眺めがいいんですよ。
へえ、そうなの。
Great view of what? It's just a hangar, dude.
うちの連中もちょっとした休憩はそ
Yeah,
こ
but
で
you
取
can
ること
spit
が多い
really
です。
far from a catwalk on top
た
of
ま
a
り場み
hangar.
たいなものですね。ひょっとしたらまだ誰か残ってるかも。
なるほど、そういうことか。それは見てみたいな。早く行こうぜ。
了解です。ところで注意、そういうことってどういうことでしょうか。
Yeah, that was a little weird change of mood.
軍曹のご同僚ということであれば、さぞかし眺めもいい。
注意、もう少しご自重ください。地金を出すのは早すぎます。九州
地金とはなんだね君。同僚ってだけで女性とは限んねえだろ。俺は整備班の皆様と交流を深め情報共有をだな。
それ世間一般では語るに落ちるというのですが
みんな油まみれですけどね。注意にならいつでもご紹介しますよ。
I mean, it's less the oil and more like the fucking, the grease and the hinges and gears. It's like, oh, that just fucking sticks to you.
おお、サンキュー。ところで、あくまで参考までにだが、軍曹の整備班の男女比はどのような。やっぱり
Suspicious.
誰もいねえよな。
Some would even say it's kind
さ
of
っきからずっと同じ段ボールが置いてあるだけで。
そうですね。さっきからずっと同じ段ボールが置いてあるだけで。
ええ、さっきからずっと同じ段ボールが置いてあるだけですね。
まあいいや。さあさあ、眺めのいい渡り
Nothing to see
廊
here,
下に行こ
people.
うぜ。
まったく。
got him.
貴様、立浪注意の背後を取るとは。目的を言いなさい。
Don't even
で
have
な
a
ければ
gun.
撃ちます。
いくらなんでもそのスニーキングはアウトだろう。一体何者だ。
で、あなた。
あれ、
Yeah, this child needs some
少
correction.
尉じゃねえか。
Angry emoji.
覚えててくださいましたか。
おう、一緒に戦った仲じゃねえか。
注意に救われておきながらその命を狙うとは。いいえ、違います。
まあな。で、一体何やってんだ。
I don't think she's trying to slip a knife between his ribs. More like she's trying to get him up in her ribs.
はい、これを。不審な動き、注意、危険です。下がってください。
お前の方が危ねえよ。そっから離れろ、ゆずか。
そんな、私はただ注意の身の安全を。
No one likes the overprotective types.
まあ、はいはい、分かってる。それは助かってるよ。けど、とりあえず今は安全だから。
Talk about jumping at shadows. That's Yuzuka doing Yuzuka things, I guess.
で、一体どうしたんだ。あんな隠密技まで駆使して。
Any American would have been at cloud 9 if they saw her antics. Those guys love their ninjas.
その、こういう時は可能な限りお近づきになってから驚かすようなのがいいってエレンちゃん。その、エース少尉が。
Okay, so it's pronounced Ace. Got it.
は
やはりアンブッシュか。卑劣な。痛いです、注意。
Well, stop saying dumb things, you won't get a good
あ、
hit.
いいから落ち着けっつうの。エイス少尉って一緒にいた。
Yeah, the one with the fat tits.
はい、そうです。
She's that foreign pilot. I wonder where she's from exactly. No, wait. That's not what matters right now.
しかしミオの少尉よ。念のため聞くけど、君は日本人だよな。
I mean, that's an extremely Japanese name, and you're all speaking Japanese right now.
はい、ミオの雫、孫うことなき日本帝国は九州の生まれですったい。
Yup.
そうか。よし。君が日本語ネイティブなのはよーく分かった。だが誠に残念なことだが、君のやったお近づきも脅かすも日本語ではだいぶ意味が違うのだ。ミオの少尉。
People love to have their breath taken away my ass. Lieutenant Ice tricked her into giving me a jump scare. That's all there is to it.
いやまあいい全ての謎は少尉が述べたこういう時という言葉に隠されているその詳細を説明したまえ
Are you being bullied? Do you need help?
これは俺で
どうした少尉
いえそのおかしいな
There's only so many pockets in that coat.
立浪注意これ受け取ってください
Cool. Was it a gift card? You got me fucking V-Bucks?
それは封筒を胸元で両手持ち、そして頬を染めながら勇気を振り絞って差し出す。それはまさしく
お願いします
Oh. She said, please accept my feelings. To me! There's no doubt. I'm witnessing the springtime of youth blooming before my eyes. Wait a goddamn second. What's she even thinking?
その私こういうの
Do you think love can bloom on the battlefield?
初めてです
初めてだと
ミオの少尉もう一度よく考えなさいこういう相手は慎重に考えないと
Ouch, thanks.
初めてならなおさらで
Appreciate you being our wingman there.
いいですか立浪注意という人は女性と見れば見境なく尻尾を振ってついていきひどい目にあっても女性の色化に惑わされて墓穴を掘って手痛い失敗をしても全く懲りないような人なんですよ
Come on, man. You gotta learn your fucking lesson eventually.
そのような
You can't just be shit at it all the time. You gotta eventually learn your lesson so you can get some.
あなたの純情が汚れてしまう一生後悔しますよ
野郎そこまで言うかいくらなんでも言い過ぎだろ
All the evidence so far points to the contrary, but okay. Oh, you're making me cry, damn it.
まあ多少の脚色は入っていますが乙女の純情の危機ですから緊急避難です
後で覚えてろとりあえずだ気持ちは嬉しいというか大歓迎
Are you
そ
though?
の
ダメですか
Shot right through the heart.
いやダメじゃない全然ダメじゃないオーケーオーケーもう
I'm dying.
受け取ろうじゃないかミオの少尉カマンミオの少尉カマン
Good read, good read.
ありがとうございますぜひ受け取ってくださいそしてこの思いが伝わりますように
Oh, god damn! Oh, my palms are sweaty. My knees are weak. My arms feel heavy. Vomit in my sweater already. Mom spaghetti. This is the sheer power of a love letter. I can tell the localizers had fun with this one.
とにかく受け取ったぞ後で
Though I did see some people fucking shitting about the translation, or shitting on the translation for these. They think the localizers, went a little too hard in some places. Calm down, Hibiki. You're an adult, a grown man. Hell, you're a total stud, dude.
ぜひここで呼んでいただいて
Brr.
お返事とかいただければ
Damn, right away? What did she say? I'm supposed to read it here?
意外に
Gonna use, like, fucking peer pressure to force us to accept?
これは
Even though it's not a love letter,
噂にせざるを
clearly.
得ません
Clearly, we're being fucking taken for a ride.
しかしここは人が多いからなとはいえそこまで言われて断っちゃ男が廃るなうんそうそう廃る廃る
Mm-hmm.
仕方ない
Yep, we got no
仕方ないよ
choice.
な
We're gonna have to read it.
よーし開けるぞ開けちゃうぞうん
You need reading glasses?
感謝状。はい。 感
Yes.
謝状。
She is very sincere in her feelings of being thankful for you fucking pulling their ass out of the fire. Nothing more. Nothing less.
感謝の気持ちをいっぱい込めてみました。
That's super nice, though. Thank you.
あ、そうかそうか、感謝状か。なんだそうか。
注意。
Laugh so you don't cry.
いつも今まで隊長の人になれるのに時間がかかっちゃって。なのに、立浪注意はすぐに息を合わせていただいて。こんなの初めてで。だからちゃんとお礼とかしたくって。
Mission like peanut butter and fluff.
そしたら、エレンちゃんもすぐ賛成してくれて、
Uh-huh.
いろいろ相談に乗ってくれたんです。
I think you're walking around with a target on your back right now, dude.
そのお手紙にした方がいいとか、なるべく接近してから渡せとか、
Uh-huh.
驚かせた方がいいとか、その場でお返事もらいなさい。
Do everything to get him on the back foot. This is a 200% proof misunderstanding and it's all her fault!
あと、絶対に戦闘将もいらっしゃる時にした方がいい。
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think I'm getting the picture. Lieutenant Ace. Oh god, I've like fucking mushed it all together in my mouth. Ace is a daredevil. The kind of woman that would put her life on the line to mess with her superiors. My kind of woman. Granted, messing with your superiors is one of the greatest things about the military life, so I'm very tempted to let this slide. But I will not. It's all fun and games when I'm the one doing it. When it's me on the receiving end? Different story. Anyhow, I'm surprised Lieutenant Ace is, that kind of a person. And then again, she might be acting overly familiar, so it's easier for her to fit in. Yep, but you gotta mind your boundaries.
で、何々立浪注意殿、あなたは先日の第6次シアトル防衛戦において勇猛果敢な指揮によって私たちの政官に
This is like an actual letter, of accommodation from headquarters. Yeah, I could grab some of my fucking, some of my medal dissertations, but I won't read them because they'd expose who I am. Though then again, I fucking bring up personal details all the time, so if someone knew, they'd be able to narrow who I am down super easily. She does the same thing, except her superior officer with a stick up his ass. Well, Lieutenant Ace wouldn't set her up to get fired, I'd like to think. Wait, does that mean Lieutenant Ace actually sees me as a superior officer? Or does, or at least someone close enough? Hmm? Oh god, my lungs. Oh god, where's my water? Let me mute for a second. I think the Mucinex is wearing off.
はい。
お返事というかまあ、さっきも言ったけど
Oh, that's the honest truth. At the very least, I'm glad that most of my subordinates survived that battle, from the bottom of my heart.
ミオの勝利こそあの状況下で
Yeah, otherwise you gotta write the letters home.
ありがとう
Lieutenant, Mio knows. Mio know? Mio know. Mio knows. There we go. It's weird having Japanese names with an apostrophe S after them, because that's not how Japanese usually works. Lieutenant Mio knows. Got the skills and good luck one needs to stay alive. As long as she keeps it up, the sky's the limit.
はい。立浪注意のお役に立てて光栄
今回の生還はまさにタイの4人全員で勝ち取ったもんさ。俺だけの力じゃない。少尉もそのことを誇りにしてほしい。
わかりました。
You did good, kid.
いい返事だ。
Oh, another little crunchy line.
ミオの少尉。
それじゃあお話も済んだところでちょっと確認したいことがあるんだけれど。はい、なんでしょう。エイス少尉はミオの少尉の相談に乗って、
Mm-hmm.
さっきみたいなアドバイスをしただけなのかしら。
Definitely hidden agenda.
私には立浪注意をからかうためにエイス少尉が全てを計画したように思えてならないんだけど。
Yes.
例えばこの封筒既製品じゃないわよね。その割には随分手の込んだというか誤解を招きそうな想定だし、段ボール箱にしてもこれあなたがどこからか見つけてきたの？ああ、それはですね。
Yeah, it doesn't seem like something you just find lying around the hangar.
しずく、こんなところでどうしたの？
Oh, mama. Oh, that face looks familiar.
な、君は。
おお、これは立浪注意ではありませんか。ナイスとミーチュー。偶然ですね。
Uh-huh.
天童少尉もハローハロー。
Oh, God.
偶然ね。
Almost like you've been watching from the
その割には
shadows.
随分とタイミングがいいんじゃないの？
全くですね。
で、何かあったんですか？
Oh, I think you know perfectly well what's going on.
そう言いながらどこかでこっそり覗いていたんじゃありませんか？
What？ 何のことかよくわかりませんね。私は雫を探しに来ただけですね。さあ雫、帰りましょう。
あれ？
Mm-hmm. Yep, we've had our fun. Time to go.
変だよ。それに見てくれてなかったの？
え？
せっかく練習より上手にできたんだけどな。段ボール作戦はバレちゃったけど。
Mm-hmm.
あ
Under the wheels of the bus you go.
残念でしたね、エイス少尉。出てくるのが少し遅かったようですよ。
Oh, she's smart enough to come up with an elaborate prank like the letter stuff. She's also got to be receptive enough to realize her plan was busted the moment Yuzuka opened her mouth. In any event, Lieutenant Ace might have been caught red-handed, but I bet she's feeling real proud of herself. God knows I would.
さて、エレン・エイス少尉。
は、白状します。驚かれるかもしれませんが、実はミオの少尉の一連の行為は私の立案によるものなのであります。
Yeah, mm-hmm.
おう、
Not very surprising.
この後に及んでまだおどけるとはいい度胸だな。
お褒めに預かり恐縮です。
まったく。
Good answer, good answer.
だが、ミオの少尉の感謝状任務への協力、それ自体は良かったぞ。ご苦労だった。
え、あ、はあ、恐縮であります。
Hell yeah, make things awkward. Really fucking twist the knife.
だが、もしも
He's
次
super
があ
sincere
れば
about it.
その時の意思表明はもう少し分かりやすくするよう助言を頼む。俺は繊細なんだ。
I mean, of course, you're a main character. You're gonna need plenty of time to fucking brood and mope.
勘弁しろと。
エイス少尉。
失礼しました。次からは立浪注意の繊細な心と仙道少尉の乙女の純情に配慮した立案をします。
Thank you.
ま、いいか。
注意。
分かってるって。
What is with all his voice line? Not all of them, but like a lot of them start off with that crunchy artifacting.
これでおおよその人となりが分かったからいいさ。
Well, Lieutenant Hikawa's death might have been terrifying for her. Veteran pilot or not, all the experience in the world can't prepare you to witness your combat buddies becoming some beta's lunch. And the experience must have been even more traumatizing for someone like Lieutenant Miyono, with barely 6 months of experience under her belt. I only took her and Lieutenant Ice in by sheer coincidence, and they had one foot in the grave already. I would have bought the farm for sure if me and Yuzuka hadn't shown up. Those sentences hard, so many words and syntax, hard to string it all together. Especially when you're dumb like me. So she didn't come up with this prank just to amuse herself. No, she was trying to cheer up Lieutenant Miyano after her first near-death experience. And would you look at that? Kid standing here, having fun with all of us. She's a tough one for sure. But tough as she may be, Lieutenant Miyano ain't a war machine. Mind will give in if she doesn't keep her balance. She's made it this far thanks to Lieutenant Ace, who's been giving her that much-needed reprieve. Plus, the benefit is mutual. Fooling around with friends, having a good time? You could say it's also therapeutic for Lieutenant Ace in a way. Helps her cope with whatever demons she's keeping at bay. Izuka's got to be aware of that too. There's no way she isn't.
今後のことについては少尉の節度に期待するよ。
That's wishful thinking, right?
は、注意の寛大なお心遣いに感謝いたします。今後にご期待ください。
Very interesting. I'm sure.
分かったよ。けど、あんまミオの少尉をおもちゃにして遊ぶんじゃねえぞ。
She'll grow a spine eventually.
了解しました。
強いと分かってるんなら、なおさらな。
了解。
ところで、神宮寺少佐とのお約束はまだよろしいのですか？
Yeah, we gotta go see Marimo. Fuck all you guys.
ああ、そうだったな。ああ、そろそろ出といた方が安全だな。
Yep, 15 minutes early is on time. On time is late. Being late is unacceptable.
いや、まだ全然大丈夫だからさ。どうもありがとな、少尉。はい。それから楠本軍曹。は。途中から妙な話に巻き込んじまって。
Yeah, I've just been standing off to the side for the past 15 minutes, but that's cool.
いえ、お気になさらず。面白いものを拝見させていただきましたから。
噂にするのはほどほどにだ。頼んだぞ。は。
さじ加減はお任せください。
Yeah, no. My hunch tells me she's gonna milk our little show for all it's worth.
ああ、そうだ。エイス少尉、ミオの少尉。は。せっかく一緒に生き延びたんだ。一度ぐらいみんなで飯でも食おうぜ。はい、
お願いします。
光栄です。仙道少尉さえよろしければ。ぜひ。
お断りする理由はありませんから、エイス少尉。
Well, you might not want a third and fourth wheel tagging along.
いやー、面白い。本当面白いわ。
さて、今日のところはこれで失礼するよ。仙道少尉。
Yeah, we got the real heroine to hang out with.
はい。
10600以降は無線待機しててくれ。大隊長と会った後、何か過達事項があるかもしれないからさ。
了解です。神宮寺少佐とは三熊ですか？
ああ、少佐の執務室に直接呼び出しだ。
ではその頃、埠頭付近にはいるようにいたします。
So what's the waterline situation looking like around Seattle?
また後でな。
If she's on a boat. The top of the line heavy cruiser Mikuma. I'm sure there's plenty of room inside, but for the life of me, I can't figure out why the AJMDF head HQ can't be located in a regular old building. Oh god, they're doing a fucking floating office building? Oh. I don't know. Maybe because Tacoma is merely leased territory, and the government doesn't want the military's command center to be within another country's domain? You guys are in Tacoma? Oh god, I'm so sorry. Whatever the reason, the optics ain't that great. The United States might even take it as a provocation. No, we are not colonizing Seattle. And with the Japanese district sandwiched between the U.S. Army station of Fort Lewis to the south and the U.S. Navy deployed up north, I'd rather not take our chances. In the end, we're both wary of each other. Everyone's on pins and needles right now.
失礼します。立浪注意。入ります。
楽にしてくれ。
は。
Easier said than done. Because this is Major Jinguchi Marimo in the flesh, the top dog of Seattle's TSF forces. Not only is she a veteran surface pilot, but rumor has it she's good enough to have served a stint as an instructor in the Fuji Tactical Fighter Training Group. On top of that, the Major's the face of the IJMDF's TSF forces in Seattle. She's a legit heavyweight, regardless of her actual rank. And I'm supposed to be at ease in front of someone so awesome? A fat chance. Besides, it's only the second time we're speaking face to face. First time was during my debriefing, and man, that was the closest I've come to a police interrogation. And we made small talk at the ensuing mission briefing, but I don't think that quite counts. Putting that aside, I have to say, she's pretty hot. I mean, yeah, I can see why people say she's like a drill sergeant from hell. She's also got this classy schoolteacher vibe to her. Makes my imagination run wild. Shinjuki-sensei. Dress her up in a pencil skirt and a pair of glasses, and you've got the whole package. Man, if only Matsukaze was here, that damn horn dog would be drooling. Anyway, she didn't seem all that bad. Heard she had a couple of nicknames, and Mad Dog is the one I heard the most often. Only when she drinks. Why she got stuck with it? Did she lose her shit and bite some dude's head off or something? Guess that's par for the course for any superior officer serving at the front lines. If you ask me, that ain't enough to earn yourself the title of Mad Dog, not by a long shot. And since a loose cannon would never make it this far up the career ladder, maybe this is one of those cases where the punishment doesn't fit the crime?
さて、待たせたな。どうした？何かいいことでもあったのか？
いえ、何でもありません。
Just basking in the glow of a famous war hero. Damn, so it really was at ease. Well, that means I have the makings of a big shot.
まずは改めて先日の出撃はご苦労だった。記録も見たが、病み上がりとは思えん戦果だ。
ありがとうございます。
特にあの変則的な状況下での貴様の対応は高く評価している。後方に被害が出る可能性もあった中、前線部隊だけで対処しきったことは、アメリカ軍にも面目が立つ。よくやった。
Yep, it shows that we can fucking pull our own weight.
ありがとうございます。
Whoa, whoa. No, Major Jinguji's famous for a no bullshit approach. Is she really gonna say the quiet part out loud in front of a mere lieutenant? Look, man, fucking personnel's stretched pretty thin, you know, we can't afford for the fucking dog and pony show, you know, gotta be frank. I'm happy to take all the praise I can get, don't get me wrong, but I ain't sure we should bring the Americans into this conversation.
だが、現在ベータの襲撃は未だ我々が対応可能な頻度にとどまっているが、今後もそうである保証は全くない。
はい。
他方帝国の現状は厳しい。戦力の再建、生産力の増強、人員の確保、教育。課題は山積み。
Basically establish a country.
生優しいものではないほどにうず高く積もっている。
This whole thing still doesn't feel real to me. Shit, even if someone told me this was going to happen 5 years ago, I'd call them nuts. All that remains of the Japanese people is a handful of survivors in Seattle and Hawaii. That's it. I want to believe there's more of us out there, but reality is a harsh mistress. Endless tsunamis swallowed up the imperial mainland with no mercy. Towering waves struck our cities and our fields over and over, till everything sank beneath the sea. Still can't wrap my head around it, but it's true. Japan sank to the bottom of the sea. There's no reprieve from the threat of death that day. Not even the few who evacuated by ship were guaranteed safety. Many ships were struck by the waves and sunk. Others endured, but people were thrown overboard from the impact anyway. In both cases, death by drowning was the passenger's common fate, but that's one of the worst ways to die. I only survived because I was deployed to Europe, and the TSF carrier I was serving on was out on the high seas when disaster struck. Otherwise I wouldn't be here. Building with the majority of your countrymen are dead is nothing but crazy talk. Oh god, don't drag your chair across the floor.
今の帝国、いや、人類にとって英士の存在は貴重だ。特に貴様のような熟練の英士、そして何より指揮官は 一人でも多く必要とされている。
Well, yeah, the Beta were decimated following the Great Ocean collapse's catastrophic events, but that didn't stop them from trying to eradicate humanity. Oh yeah, I guess if, all the hives are flooded, well, then again, we already know the Beta can just walk across the bottom of the ocean, so I guess water wouldn't fucking wipe them out, but they're fucking doing whatever too, I guess.
よって貴様は今後も任務を果たし生還しろ。どちらが欠けても許さん。
Trying to rebuild might be wishful thinking, but it ain't like we've got a choice. Fending off the Beta is part and parcel of living in Seattle these days. That's all the more reason for us to try. And yet, if we're going to be fighting for survival on the regular, rebuilding ain't going to be the main issue here. We need to exterminate the Beta. Failure is not an option. Not when there's so few of us, especially not when we want to make rebuilding our home more than an idle wish. Sure, maybe we'll fail. Maybe humanity will prove to be its own greatest enemy. For all I know, the future's set in stone. But it ain't over until the fat lady sings. This is a battle we need to see to the very end. We owe that much to our dead.
今回の作戦でも我々は貴重な兵士、そして戦術機を少なからず失った。戦況戦果に鑑みれば、以前ならばこの程度の損耗は許容範囲とされただろう。だが今は違う。寄るべき国土を失った現在の我らには、一機の戦術機、一人の兵士ですら惜しい。貴様の部隊からは鈴原少尉、隣接部隊のカロネードも含めれば、非下は注意のだったな。はい。二人の死は残念だった。
Yeah, 2 out of 6 is a pretty bad fucking attrition ratio. Not a word about their bodies, huh? Doesn't take a genius to figure out what must have happened to them. Yeah. To be torn apart, eaten and digested, the ultimate fate of almost all surface pilots. It's a rare occasion when we get the body back in one piece. Losses are inevitable when we face the Beta, so what's the Major's angle here? Is this the carrot and stick kind of thing? First she praises me, and in the next breath she points out my shortcomings so that I can do better next time?
さて立浪注意。今回貴様の周囲で発生した2名2機の損失。小隊長。
One for mechanical failure, one for pilot crack. What? She wants me to tell her the reason they died? Is that what she's going for? Wait, maybe that's too naive. There's a good chance the Major isn't looking for an explanation, but for a fall guy. Just gotta bring out the cold hard truth. The implication's not lost on me. She's saying I did a terrible job as a commander, to the point where I got 2 of my people killed. And to tell the truth, the idea has been on my mind. Suzuhara could have survived if someone more capable had been in charge. Can't really think of anyone in particular right now, but that ain't no excuse. She was my direct subordinate, and she died on my watch. Hell, she could have died on the other side of the earth, and I would still find a reason to think I'm at fault. That's the burden of command right here. I'm responsible for a loss. That's a fact. I'm responsible, but I can't agree on taking all the blame. There's a bunch of things about the operation that, even now, don't sit right with me. I mean, hastily assembled squadron of 3? Many of them manned by complete newbies, spread out all over the battlefield? Well, that's a recipe for disaster. That's something I had no say in. I know we're trying to do the best we can, but I can't stop wondering if there's something we could have done better. For starters, TSF is supposed to operate in elements of 2. That's TSF Combat Doctrine 101. TSF show their true potential when working in elements. Add another element to the mix, and there's an exponential increase in combat force multiplier. As a bonus, the difference in skills are averaged out to some extent. A 3 TSF flight can turn into a decent fighting force, but all its members must be skilled pilots or even veterans. People who are used to fighting side by side and can move as one. There are not a lot of 3 TSF flights, but not all 3 TSF flights are created equal. Swap one of those veterans for a rookie, and the unit's effectiveness drastically goes down. Case in point, Yuzuka could only fight at half strength for most of the early battles since she was busy babysitting Suzuhara. Now, I ain't saying Suzuhara's at fault. We were dealt a bad hand. That's all there is to it. Whatever genius decided we should sortie in a 3 TSF flight with that kind of composition shouldn't even be left in charge of latrine duty. Lieutenant Hikawa's case is different. Ron like aside, his flight was light years ahead of us, since Lieutenant Ace and Miyono are both excellent pilots. But not even outstanding team composition could change the fact that we were all in a pretty bad spot. Our forces were spread out all over the battlefield, which made it difficult to fight and cooperative, for flights to cooperate, and limited effectiveness of artillery support. And limited the effectiveness of artillery support. Words. They have proper spellings, and you don't just guess. So how do I explain this? Do I blame myself for the deaths? Nah. Pretty sure the fault lies with the upper brass, and that includes the major. I wanted everyone to go back home safe and sound. I didn't want anyone to die on me. Easier for me to run my mouth. I survived, so I can bitch all day. The people who died don't get to be so lucky. And it's all because of some freak accident. All because she didn't have enough experience under her belt. Nothing about this is right, for fuck's sake. No, we're just formulating an argument. This is absurd.
今回の2名2機の損失に関してですが
Shit's fucked, Doc.
まず鈴原少尉の戦死についてはご催眠暗示後の過剰鎮静の影響を軽視し興奮剤の投与が遅れたこと、また全速移動という目の届きにくい状況では鈴原機を自律制御に移行すべきであったかもしれません。氷川中尉についての詳細な状況は把握しておりませんが合流の判断が遅れた点は
Hindsight's 2020.
それだけか?
Speaking as a flight leader, that's about all I can say.
つまり
You don't got enough brass to throw around the big fucking words and
貴様の指揮に
accusations.
問題があり、なおかつ氷川と共に貴様が戦況判断を見誤ったことが原因ということか。
Well, crap. Sounded like the Major made up her mind even before I opened my mouth. It's gotta be why she's pressing the issue this far. Oh shit, what else can I say? I can't tell her she's wrong, because she's not. Not entirely, at least. And if I did, it would only seem like I'm trying to dodge my responsibility. So I was right. She's fishing for an excuse to dismiss me. I'm the scapegoat. I get fired, and everything that went wrong with the operation gets swept under the rug.
それは
Major Jinguji has to know that she's putting me on the spot. There's no way I can speak honestly in a situation like this. Mere lieutenant, yes ma'am, and understood are about all I can say here. No, you have responsibility to be completely honest and fucking just not throw that shade, but speak your honest words. It's a dialogue. It's not a fucking one-way talk where Command's just fucking pissing on you the entire time. And besides, she should be well aware of where the underlying cause of their deaths lie. Can't say I did a bang-up job as a commander. At the end of the day, both Suzuhara and Lieutenant Hikawa died. I feel responsible for their deaths. That's why I won't lie. Nothing about this is fair. I'm pretty pissed off, to be honest, but I can't run away from my responsibility. But if I do go along with the Major, let her pin this entirely on me, no one will ever learn about the real reason they died. That's unacceptable. She might dismiss me on the spot, but whatever. This is clearly an attempt to place the outcome squarely on the ground commanders, so the upper brass can move on without taking the heat for their piss-poor planning. Yeah, I'd rather go down fighting than become their scapegoat. Or it's more like, What's more likely going on is Marimo also agrees that this was a terrible fucking plan and is looking to get some honest backup from the ground, saying, yeah, because your planning fucking sucked, Upper Brass, you got people killed. And more importantly, TSF's lost.
与えられた状況において最善を尽くすのが A 氏、そして指揮官の責務と認識しております。たとえそれがクソのような作戦だったとしても、
There we go.
現場は目的達成に全力を注ぐのみです。
We still fucking pulled a rabbit out of the hat.
戦線が崩壊する。
And I said it. I spoke my mind, and I called the upper brasses incompetent while I was at it. Except, not in such nice terms. Well, it ain't like she cares if I'm right or not. My fate's already been decided. Lieutenant Hikawa and Suzuhara died because of me, and I'm supposed to sign off on that scenario. Cursing once or twice ain't gonna change anything, so why should I hold back? At the very least, I want to make it crystal clear to the Major that I ain't gonna be held responsible for the upper brass's fuck-ups. I'd rather eat a bullet than serve as cover for a bunch of armchair generals who don't have the slightest idea what we grunts have to suffer through. So I'm the fall guy? Fine, bring it on. But you better believe I won't go down without giving you a piece of my mind. Maybe the upper brass made the right call, considering how stretched our resources are. I can see how the battle could have easily turned out for the worse. Still, that doesn't mean I can't let them justify their decision so easily. I'll be damned if I hand them my head on a platter. I won't deny people place their trust in me and I fail them, but like hell am I going to stand by and let anyone disrespect their memories? I think we just earned some Marimo points. I guess it's about time I find out whether the mad dog's bite is worse than her bark. After running my mouth like that, she might be itching to beat the ever-loving shit out of me. There we go. Oh, hello, Doomsday Siren. Mixed on top of my air conditioner.
軍の犬を気取るなら最後まで貫徹してみせろ。らしくないな、立浪。こちらにも残っていた人事資料によれば、
Good reputation to
もう
have.
少しはっきりと上官に物申す男とあったのだが。
It's really gonna keep going, huh? Fucking siren. Oh god, it's even louder now because I have my air conditioner in the window, so it's able to get through the vents. Oh, what's going on? Seriously, somebody fill me in because I got no clue.
しかし、ポーカーフェイスを気取っているようだが、全然なっていないぞ。一体何を考えていたんだ？ま、大体予想はつくが。まあ、これは私の聞き方が悪かったのかもしれんな。では、改めて同じ質問だ。だが今度は小隊長としてではなく、あの作戦に参加した一兵士として。
Alright, let's go. Huh?
それは。
The Major's telling me to speak honestly, right? Like, say everything that's on my mind? Well, you know, she's a TSF pilot too, so, you know, fucking, let's just take the tops off, you know, the ones with the rank on them, not like, get her tits out, and just, have a talk, pilot to pilot. After my little speech there, she's gotta know I think the operation was fucked up 6 ways from Sunday, and she expects me to go into detail? Yeah, how else are you gonna prove unless you know, lessons learned? No way am I gonna do that. This is obviously a trap. And yes, I did say this is obviously a trap. Syntax is for losers. Just make up language as you go. There's no point remaining silent, not when the cat's out of the bag. As it happens, there's a ton of shit I want to get off my chest. Whatever, here goes nothing.
では、率直に申し上げます。
構わん、述べてみろ。
は、ただいま申し上げた通り、己の力不足は今更ながら痛感しております。また、今回の自分の出撃状況に鑑み、緊急編成であった点はやむを得ぬものと思います。急増であるにもかかわらず、初出撃の A 氏を含む変則的な3期編成の状態となってしまったこと。
Definitely a weak link in the chain.
また、 3機編成の小隊を2隊隣接して戦線配置してしまったこと。
Two weak links also right next to each other in the chain.
これによりドレイク、カロネード両隊は本来戦術機が従前に能力を発揮する分隊連携、小隊連携を取ることができず、結果として我々は出撃機体数に見合わぬ戦力としてしか機能せず、損害を拡大させてしまった点は否めないものと予想します。
So you were over your command limit and got a debuff for fucking operational effectiveness. The upper brass was aware they needed more pilots and tried to make up the numbers somehow. That's why me and Yuzuka got shanghaied into a hastily thrown together flight. Two pilots fresh from the hospital, working together with a complete rookie. There's winging it, and then there's whatever the hell this is. In the first place, the standard TSF combination is the 2-unit element. That's the ideal way to draw out each TSF's full combat potential. We never should have sorted in a 3 TSF flight formation.
設定された戦場を網羅するには戦術機の数が圧倒的に不足していたと考えます。アメリカ軍戦術機部隊との連携を密にすべきだったかと。
Maybe Suzuhara and Hikawa would still be alive.
なるほどな。現場の兵士としては最もな味方だ。
Seems like that was the answer she was expecting.
では重ねて聞こう。無謀と言える広範囲への展開。そのような編成が取られたのはなぜだと考える？
Because they wanted to show the US that we are big, strong military boys who are independent and don't need no Uncle Sam in our business because we are our own yada yada yada. They were too proud to ask for help. Why? On its face, that's a really dumb question. Guess we didn't have enough pilots. But that's the obvious answer. Even a complete idiot would get it right. And because you don't have enough pilots, you should have... There's gotta be more to it, obviously. This has to be one of those questions where you need to think outside the box or you won't get it right. So, let's work back from the answer. Say deploying our forces across a wide area wasn't reckless. Okay, now, how do I get there? Assuming we had enough pilots, we would have organized into the standard 2 elements per flight formation, holding our number of flights constant. Holding our number of flights constant? Okay, yeah, that is what it says. That boosts our firepower considerably. And that's where I run into the same problem. The Imperial forces don't have enough manpower. So why not ask the Americans for reinforcements? How come that didn't happen? We're allies. Should be okay for us to call for support, right? Maybe it wasn't. Maybe that's why we didn't do it. But why? Politics. If you think regular politics are bad, wait till you fucking learn about internal military politics. The most disgusting, vile kind on the face of the earth.
調査もだいぶ苦労してるみたいだぜ。これが終われば再編成って噂だ。
大人だ。冗談じゃねえよ。俺らにとっちゃ今が全てだろうが。
Ah, shit. The reason was literally staring me in the face. You know the facts I needed, but I couldn't quite connect the dots myself. It's all because of the upper brass, and I'm talking about people way above Major Jinguji Station. Yeah, and this is fucking like command room fucking generals and fucking colonels and shit. The Major's the battalion commander. Work your way up the chain of command, and you'll find the regimental commander and the big shots at headquarters. That doesn't tell me who's pulling the strings. Maybe the Royal Guard, at the very top of the food chain, that orchestrated these events, but that might be a stretch. Anyway, what's clear to me is that some people hate the idea of US intervention or military affairs with a passion. My hunch tells me HQ must have been trying to boost the number of flights deployed, increase the number of flights out there, and you can cover more of the theater of operations. And pilot skill plays no role in that calculation. Yeah, they were just trying to play a fucking numbers game without actually looking at the real resources they had. Not the resources on a fucking Excel spreadsheet, but the human resource. Again, the mastermind always could be someone from the US side. Oh, obviously the fucking CIA is meddling in this shit. Of course they are. They're meddling in everything. I would say that's not entirely out of the question. These days, more or less, we're more or less a meat shield for the American military. But now I'm going too far into the rabbit hole. I don't want to make an ass of myself by answering the Major's question with a half-baked conspiracy theory. So, what should I tell her? Anyway, at least something is clear to me now. I was wrong to take it out on the Major. Thinking back on the battle, the Major anticipated the issue would arise from our irregular formation and took preventative measures to limit the damage as much as possible. She might have known Suzuhara would struggle, so my flight got assigned to an area with relatively low beta density, and Lieutenant Hikawa's flight just so happened to be manned by 2 highly competent surface pilots. Our team even got artillery support as soon as I asked for it. That would have never happened if the Major hadn't considered where we could afford to open a hole in our defenses and prepared accordingly. It's like the scales just fell from my eyes. Major Jinkuchi was simply trying to make the best out of the mess she was given. Meanwhile, here I was, blinded by anger. The world going to shit is seriously weighing me down, and blaming someone else makes all this easier to bear. I guess I'm no different from Sergeant Kusamoto. I arrived here in Seattle literally the other day, way too early to start acting like I know the place like the back of my hand, and then getting mad when things don't go my way. Suzuhara and Lieutenant Hikawa deserve better. I owe them that much. I owe her that much.
Shosa, 差し出がましいようですが、あらかじめ作戦開始前に部隊連携についてご配慮いただいた点、カルネード隊との合流を即時承認いただいた点、その他大隊長のご判断により、
There we go. Let's smooth off the rough edges of this initial conversation.
改めてお礼申し上げます。ドレイク隊を預かる小隊長として1点のみお願い申し上げます。
言ってみろ。
は、軍司令部でいかなる判断に基づき下された決定であろうと、わずかなりとも部下を預かる身として、現場の A 氏が戦闘以前の問題で危険に追い込まれる状況を看過できません。司令部におかれましても、改めて現場の状況をご認識いただき、状況の改善に努めていただくようお願いする次第です。
Man, you really got close to the mic for that one. Just.
もういいぞ、立浪注意。頭を上げろ。は
あ。
それが貴様が置かれた状況だ。これまでとはまるで勝手が違うだろ。
Yeah, that was it was kind of a shit show.
はあ。その通りです。
This wasn't my first rodeo as a commander, but I've only led a flight as part of the European Expeditionary Force. I never needed to think about the big picture there. Sure, we were up shit creek without a paddle on the East Coast, but Command was looking out for us, and our organization ran like a well-oiled machine. Night and day compared to here.
その中であの働き、だからことさらよくやったと思っている。
ありがとうございます。
だが忘れるなよ。これまでもそれは常に貴様の身近なところにあったんだ。誰かが貴様と同じ思いをすることで、直接その矢面に立たされずに済んでいただけだ。
はい。
Yeah, responsibility. Disgusting. No one wants that. That must be what our commander on the East Coast went through. The man was shielding us from the consequences of our actions, and I never noticed.
これからはそうはいかない。貴様が望もうが望む前が少なくともここにいる間はな。
はい。
Too late. I'm past that point already. I learned the hard way just what kind of consequences my decisions can have. Maybe that's also why me and Yuzuko were forced to take part in this operation, because that was a lesson we needed to learn.
部下を預かる身だと言ったな。それが単なる責任論、立場論からの言葉でないのなら。いや、そうでないと信じているが。だとするなら、その思いを示す方法は一つだ。
Give it to us straight.
取れる手は全て取れ。それをいかにして示すかを常に考えろ。いいな。
do whatever needs to be done.
は、肝に銘じます。
よし。
So, this is the real Major Jinguji Marimo. Yeah, the instructor nickname ain't just for show. This woman's a legit role model and mentor. Shame I couldn't find out why she's called the Mad Dog, though.
改めて言うまでもないが、我々は
Don't think you ever will, because this is all ages.
例えばこのシアトルは現在基地施設のみならず日本人地区タコマ租借地全体が軍の管理下にある。
Which means our new home is under military rule. Well, that's only natural. The military is the only organization left with the institutional capabilities to act as a government of sorts in this day and age. Ever since Blue Ocean, our operation to evacuate civilians from Eurasia, the armed forces have been firmly in control of government affairs.
自然、軍人も政治に関わらざるを得ない。健全でないのは確かだがな。
Nope. I do not like that. That is not a good general state of affairs to be in. It sure ain't, but it's a necessary evil. Still, going by the way she phrased it, the Major seems to agree with me.
先ほどの編成の話にも当然このような状況が絡んでくる。アメリカ側との折衝すら我々軍人に任されているのが現状だ。
So the US military did have a hand in deciding on our previous battle formation.
おいおい注意にも必要に応じて状況を説明しよう。だが貴様も決して傍観者ではいられない。覚悟しておけ。
はっ。
さて、少しばかり前置きが長くなったな。今日呼び出したのは他でもない。貴様の今後の配属についてだ。
Time to get demoted back to a grunt. Not much of a surprise, considering I lost 1/3 of my flight during a temporary assignment.
一応聞いておくが、注意はシアトルの現状をどの程度把握している？
Not very. I'm picking up bits and pieces, but give us a plot dump. Now that came out left field.
いえ、まだそれほどは。退院直後に。
Yeah, the achievement I got for last episode was the 6th Battle of Seattle, so they appear to be coming pretty frequently. I was done with rehab, but rushing me straight to the hangar right after transferring my personnel data to a new fortified suit? That was surprising, ain't gonna lie.
そうか。実は今回の作戦分析を踏まえ、前々から計画されていた大隊内指揮系統の再編が確定した。
再編。
噂は聞いたことがないか？
いえ、その程度なら聞いています。
そうか。まず大隊長として部隊指揮に専念するため、我々大隊長の中隊長兼任を解除。
Okay.
それぞれ第一中隊には別途指揮官を任命する。
Smart thinking. This way, Major Jinguji can focus on her primary role.
これは我々実動部隊の裁量
Just
権を
divide
担
up
保
those
するた
command
めでもある。
responsibilities. Last time, a bunch of armchair generals made a mess out of everything. This idea's gotta be to leave the ground commander fully in charge of all strategic decisions. Like I said last time, big shout out for autonomous ground command. Let's go.
隊全体の状況をより正確に把握し、適切な編成配置を行うこともこれに含まれる。ありていに言ってしまえば、先日の貴様らのような編成配置を許さないための措置だ。
The way she's talking makes it sound like the whole thing was her idea. And from what I've heard so far, it seems to me like she's been struggling to handle all of her responsibilities. I mean, no kidding. Serving as the battlefield's commander while also playing politician has got to be like getting stretched in two different directions at once. There's only so many hats you can fit on your head. No one would expect things to get better overnight, but this is a good start as any. Once her reforms come into force, we should start heading in the right direction. But the path to reach this point is bound to have been a rocky one.
さらに大隊長の指揮統制能力を強化するため、戦闘時における従来の副官機に加え、直属の大隊付き小隊を各大隊一つずつ新設する。
Oh, this is getting complicated.
大隊付き小隊は戦闘時に直卒の機動部隊となるのはもちろん、大隊内及び他部隊との連絡調整、平時からの大隊長補佐が任務となる。
Uh-huh.
なるほど。
So all these flights are going to do is take care of her chores? Well, let's see if I'm getting this right. Basically, the battalion CEO gets to supervise an entire TSF force, but the 1st Squadron commander takes effective control during actual battles. However, the CEO keeps an ace in the hole, a new flight that can be ordered around at will. So you're pretty much reforming the Valkyries here, but under you instead of Yuko? Yeah, she ain't reinventing the wheel here. A flying company is supposed to respond quickly to any situation that arises on the ground. The kind of flexibility that our situation calls for. On the other hand, while it might be a pretty sweet deal for the CEO to have a squad at her disposal, it's a thankless and challenging job for the people in question. Man, administratively speaking, the Imperial Forces command structure is a mess. Stuff like this should have been in place all along. It's a miracle the Major's been hanging in there without someone to deal with the chores. That's just nuts to me. Total respect to her.
立浪注意。
はっ。
本日ただいまをもって第一戦術機構連隊第17小隊を編成。機関を本小隊指揮官に任命する。
Can't be serious.
第17小隊は第一大隊付き。
Ooh, we getting a fucking promotion?
よろしく頼むぞ。
Gonna at least bump us up to captain? Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm just gonna work directly under Major Jinguji?
先にも伝えたが、これは戦術の貴様の指揮能力、臨機応変の対処能力を買っての任命だ。期待しているぞ。
So the conversation earlier was nothing more than an extended job interview? Now I feel bad, like acting like a complete jackass. I ran my mouth like that and still ended up with the job? It's kind of wrong, dude. And we're the 17th flight. The regiment consists of 2 battalions, each with 2 squadrons of 3 flights, for a total of 12 flights. Naming us the 17th is a way to show we're special.
はっ。ありがとうございます。謹んで拝命いたします。
I'm the errand boy in chief now, and that suits me just fine. I have a feeling the Major's gonna make things happen, and I'll have a front row seat to see it.
当面は私の副官扱いになる。事務や調整作業など慣れないこともあるだろうが、この経験は必ず役に立つ時が来る。その自覚を持って任務に臨め。
Oh god, fucking military bureaucracy too. Oh god, it's a fucking nightmare.
はっ。ご配慮ありがとうございます。
Fucking nonners, let me tell you. The amount of back and forth you have to do to get one simple thing fucking fixed at finance. It's a nightmare. And you know they can get it done faster because it takes them 2 weeks to do it, and then you bring it up with up your chain of command, and then they go over there, and oh, what do you know? Once someone with a fucking shoulder full of stripes starts slapping them around, oh, it got done in 5 minutes. Crazy how that happens. Thank you for all your hard work, finance, and all you nonners out there. You work hard, I know, but man, I fucking hate you.
なお、第17小隊には貴様の部下である仙道少尉に加え、戦術の作戦で臨時に指揮を取ったエイス少尉、ミオの少尉を配属する。
Nice, nice. I've already seen what they can do in battle, so no complaints on that front. Nah, the problem is that both of them are, well, kind of a handful, and that's putting it mildly. Though they'll fit in quickly, so there's that. Hell, after their little stunt in the hangar, they might as well be part of the team already.
とりあえず2人の人事資料だ。一通り目を通しておけ。
Cool. It's like the official version of Facebook stalking someone.
頂戴いたします。
Second Lieutenant Miyono Shizuka. Born in Suno Village, that's near Kitakyushu City in Kyushu. You say that like I would know that. I do not. From the looks of it, never heard of the place. Okay. And she's a war orphan, figured. Seems she's been commissioned for just about half a year. Gotta be a prodigy or something. What else? Graduated from Tacoma IJA Surface Pilot Training Academy. There's one in Seattle now? News to me. Next, Second Lieutenant Ellen Ace. Oh, she's got a ponytail. I didn't realize. Let's see. She's been teaming up with Lieutenant Miyono all this time, huh? No wonder they seem so close. No military history before enlisting in the Imperial forces. Oh god, my voice just died on me. Imperial forces. Okay, that's odd. Whoa, what the fuck? All black?
エイス少尉
Oh,
は
fuck, a
カ
Canuck!
ナダ人ですか？
She's a defector from an enemy country. Canada? So they've gone rogue, huh? I thought she was a survivor from the UN forces contingent stationed in Japan.
ああ、アメリカ経由で正式に我が国へ亡命している。もともとケベック地方の出だそうだ。
What? Quebecois. Someone from New England who has regularly had to deal with the Quebecois, as well as having a family that lives within eyesight of the Canadian border up in Vermont. And the golf course near my parents' place specifically has a day for the French Canadians to come down and play. Yep. Mm-hmm.
そうだったんですか。
So they've finally done it. Canada's an ally of France. I don't know about the West Coast's situation, but at least I know they've caught up. I know they fought against the Americans on the East Coast. Oh wow, so the situation really has changed. Which explains this TSF on TSF combat we saw earlier. That's about the reason her personal history wasn't disclosed. Lieutenant Nice, herself must be a political asset or something.
エイス少尉、問題はないんですか？
ああ、なるほど。帝国軍入隊以前の軍歴が気になるのだな。
すみません。東海岸では実際に。
Yeah. There's very little viable land left on Earth, and the East Coast is no different. The place wasn't big enough for us, the French and the Canadians. I guess it would make sense that a bunch of the French diaspora would go to Quebec. Not long before, we ended up killing each other over it, and they won. Oh god, fucking cursed timeline.
ご存知とは思いますが、私が以前所属していた日本帝国欧州派遣部隊は。
大解放の際に発生した電磁障害により帝国本土と連絡が途絶し、日米同盟にのっとり一時的にアメリカ軍保護下に入った。
Makes sense. Link up with friendly countries.
欧州大陸から撤退した船団は進路をアメリカ大陸東海岸に取り、そこで電磁障害の回復を待つ予定だ。
And then those slimy fucking frog bastards stabbed us in the
フラ
back.
ンス、カナダ軍と交戦状態になりました。
That's how the first war over one of the few viable tracts of land left in the world started. Since we were under the US military's protection, we had no choice but to fight by their
エ
side.
イス少尉の心情については完璧とは言えないが、裏は取っている。
Everything always fucking loops back to the the fucking what? The Ohio Valley. What was it? Fucking 30 Years War? Ohio Valley. Fucking part of the Revolutionary War? They wanted to expand through Ohio Valley, but the British wouldn't let them. All world history is centered on fucking Ohio. And you know why? It's good farmland. And what do the Canadians want here in this timeline? They wanted fucking Ohio.
ですが、
Fucking cursed.
彼女の能力は貴重だ。
Another fucking crunching, just noise. So the Major's vouching for her personally. I guess there shouldn't be any significant issues with her background, or so I hope. Even then, it's a hard pill to swallow.
彼女の能力が高いということは理解しています。ですが、
Yeah, it's like in after World War II where fucking Germany got split and then fucking the Wehrmacht got split into the fucking Bundeswehr, and then it's like, oh, now we gotta play nice with the dudes we were literally fighting a couple years ago. I've seen what she can do with a sheer Nui, but that ain't the issue. I'm going to be stuck working with her, there's a bunch of things I got to know first. Her service record, her psychological profile, etc. I ain't about to trust my back to a perfect stranger.
私からもその資料以上の情報は明かせないのだが、とはいえ、
Oh.
機動効果の資格を持ってるぐらいだからな。彼女の優秀さは折り紙付きだ。
Good old chicken divers.
機動効果兵ですか。これか。
Orbital drop troopers. Commonly known as orbital divers, they serve as the opening act of any hive capture operation, as they dive from the Earth's orbit straight into the hive with their TSFs encased in reentry shells.
機動効果兵に選抜されている時点で貴重なベテランと言える。
That explains why the Major's hell-bent on having her around.
立浪、我々には人手が足りていない。使えるものは使いたい。たとえ敵の可能性があったとしてもだ。
そうですね。了解しました。
We need all the hands we can get. That's a hard fact.
彼女はすでに何度か出撃し、実績を作っている。この意味がわかるな。
はい。
Means Lieutenant Ace fought against the Canadians or French forces at some point. Even in the United States, military service is a prerequisite for permanent residence, and if you want American citizenship, you gotta serve for at least a couple tours of duty. So if you want to become part of the community, you gotta put your life on the line. Prove you can carry your own weight. Doesn't have to be that way, but that's the spirit of the age.
無論、今後も彼女の監視は継続する。そしてその役割は今後貴様が務めることになる。
Keep your friends close and potential enemies closer, all that.
は
Snitches get stitches is a code any man worth his salt lives by, except when you're the man, looks like.
今回再選任少尉は帝国での戦歴から仙道となるが、本来ならばエースだったのは間違いない。そのあたりも考慮してやれよ。
は了解しました。いずれにせよ、この書類は持ち帰って詳細を確認。
Clearly not going to cause any friction later down the line.
3人への正式な辞令の交付、また今後の任務などの説明は私から直接招待全員に対して行う。
了解いたしました。
Oh, cut her off.
本日は以上だ。部下への形は任せる。
はでは失礼いたします。
Bye, Marimo.
立浪。
は
先ほど貴様を試すような質問をしたのは、立浪響という人間の性根を知りたかったからだ。
What's this all about?
はは
我々は冷静に現実を見据えながらも理想を主張できる人物を求めている。それができる人間こそ今という時代を戦い抜くことができると私は信じている。
She really is something else.
そして貴様にはその可能性を感じている。
ありがとうございます。
だがな、もう少し気を抜いてもいい。
Yeah. Unwind a bit, it's fine.
これからは名実ともに私が貴様の直接の上官だ。上司の前で部下が愚痴れないようでは私の器が問われてしまう。
You can't have an effective command structure if you're worried about your fucking supervisor ripping your head off.
貴様らしさというものが私は見たいんだ。かつてとにかく軍人としての常識をわきまえない部下がいてな。
Mm-hmm.
だがそれゆえに立場にとらわれない柔軟な発想を我々にもたらしてくれた。その純粋な一年が岩をも通すことすらあった。
If only he was here.
これは私も常日頃自分自身に言い聞かせていることだが、貴様もあまり立場にとらわれすぎるのは、時には自分がなぜ戦っているのか、その原点に立ち返るといい。
は肝に銘じておきます。
引き止めてすまなかったな。改めて以上だ。
は失礼いたします。
Gotta wonder where fucking Takaru and his crew are right now in this timeline anyway, considering the fucking shit show that Babylon was, and if I remember correctly, they were supposed... Actually, they weren't. Were they? I can't remember the end of Unlimited. I know they were there to fucking support, like, all the evacuation ship launches, but then afterwards, I think they were supposed to go over to Eurasia and help with the fucking push. But yeah. Anyway, that's where we're gonna end here for today, because I'm dying. I'm really dying. I'm starting to sweat again, so I'm boiling, and I am just not feeling good. So yeah, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell. Oh god, I pulled the aux cord out of my headset and everything went. Yeah, don't forget to also let me know if the air conditioner in the background is super fucking annoying. But yeah, that's all I got for now. So see you guys next time. Bye. Mwah.